Hey guys, welcome to Kevis and Films. I'm Kevis. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to bring that big screen experience to your home. Whether you have a small bedroom, whether you have a living room, or maybe you have a basement that you can build out and create your own nice little home theater. One of the things you're going to start off with is understanding, do I want a TV or do I want a projector? Now, if you're in a living room environment, likely you may not have the ability to hang a projector from the ceiling. You may not be able to have a projector screen that you can put up in your wall. You may have windows around and you can't do that. In that case, you're likely to go with a TV. Now, do you go with maybe a smaller size OLED TV, or do you go with maybe a bigger size non-OLED TV in this case? Now, TVs have gotten really good over the years, and what you're trying to go after is size. Again, when you look at a commercial theater and you walk in there, you're walking up the hallway and you look up and you just see that massive screen, you know you're in for something special. So one of the things I would encourage you to do is, if you cannot have a projector or a projector screen in this case too, is try to go for the widest, for the most, try to go for the biggest TV that you can get that you're able to fit in your space and looks great in your space. Now, if you're able to have that dedicated room, whether it be a small little bedroom, which, by the way, in my journey, I've experienced a home theater in my setting, whether it be a very small room, a 10 foot wide by 12 foot wide bedroom that I've actually converted and used as a home theater, or in this case where I'm at now, an actual big basement, whatever the case may be. If you're able to have a more dedicated room, if you can find that bedroom in your room, or maybe you have a basement and you have a room that you actually can convert into a home theater, I would encourage you to go for that projector and the screen. I started with a 120-inch screen probably about 10 years ago. From there, about 5 years ago, it went up to a 135-inch screen. Now I'm up to 150 inches. And if I could go a little bit wider, I probably would. I don't know what the future holds, but at this point, I'm very content and I am happy and I'm enjoying the movies just the way they are. But do not go, if you can go for the biggest screen that you can get. Now, obviously, you're going to have to pair that with a projector that's capable enough to put up a picture, a bright picture, and obviously that may cost you a little bit more. Now, you can get really good 1080p projectors that'll work really well. If you're keeping them from 150 inches below that, you're likely to be able to get a really good deal. Now, if you want to go wider than that and bigger than that projector, the projectors you'll be looking at are probably going to start getting into the 5,000 upwards to 10,000, or if you're really into it and have all this money, you can go up to 25,000 and above. When it comes to the screen itself, I started by going to Amazon. I bought my screens on Amazon. I didn't necessarily go after the most expensive screens. I just went after, hey, here's the size that I want. This is the price that I can afford. Let's go from there. Now that we've got the video portion kind of out of the way, let's talk about sound. So when you go to a commercial theater, they play super loud. I don't want you to confuse a good system with very loud speakers, right? You want to have a very good balanced system. So the first thing that I want you to think about is, what do you want to have in your room for sound? Is it a sound bar? Or is it 5 speakers, at least to start off with, a 5.1 system with a receiver? You can go to Amazon right now and probably find a package. Actually, I saw one recently. It was a Yamaha receiver that came with 5 Yamaha speakers and a subwoofer. Now, if you're able to get away from the soundbar experience and move into an actual 5-speaker system, you're going to have your center channel, you're going to have your left and right speaker, you're going to have that separation where you see something move from one side to the other. When you have a soundbar, it can try to do that a little bit unless you have a really wide soundbar, but you're going to get the better experience with the separate speakers. And also with a 5.1, you're going to have your rear surrounds, which will envelop you in a very good experience. Versus a soundbar, you might be able to maybe get wireless surround speakers. So if you can stay away from the soundbar, I would stay away. Now, you may not be able to, at this point, afford a 5.1 system. So maybe you want to start off with a soundbar and a subwoofer. Nothing wrong with that. And as your journey continues, you can then expand on that. And then maybe next year, you might want to actually be able to upgrade. You sell that, you upgrade, and you go from there. That Amazon package I referred to a few minutes ago, with that Yamaha receiver, comes with a room calibration system as well. So you're able to set up a little mic. It'll calibrate your speakers and your subwoofer and be able to deliver even that much more clarity and better system, better sound to your room. I went many years without calibrating my room, and I can tell you that there's a massive difference when you go from a room that has not been calibrated to a room that's been calibrated. That being said, once you set that up and run it, it'll adjust your speakers, your distances, your actual your sound, your volume in all your speakers. It'll sound cohesive around, and it'll again bring that experience. You want to try to mirror that nice, exciting experience in a commercial theater, especially in that low end. You don't want that boomy bass that just sounds just, it's just sometimes it may give you a headache. You want something that is very tactile. And the only way you can do this by calibrating your system, by making sure your subwoofers are playing nice and even with each other. If you have the opportunity to step up the subwoofer, if you've got something small that you've had for a while, I will tell you this. One of the best upgrades that I ever did was I used to own a 12-inch Klipsch subwoofer. It sounded really good. It had the rumble, and you can feel it, and it was a good subwoofer. But when I stepped up and I bought my SVS PB2000, that was a different league. If you have the opportunity to be able to maybe spend close to $500 to $600 for a subwoofer, you're gonna notice a massive difference. Now, the more you spend on a subwoofer, the lower it'll play. The actual frequency it'll go down. Once you start getting below 20, it's not stuff that you hear, but it's stuff that you feel. Now, with my PSA subwoofers, I can get down to about 12 hertz in my room, pretty flat. And when you're watching a movie like Fury, what you can feel and you can't hear, it's just stuff that you feel that it just hits you very differently. It's something that you actually can't get in a commercial theater. When you go to a commercial theater, those spaces are so big. I think you're probably lucky if you get 30 hertz, maybe 25 hertz. So it's actually an advantage when you have your home theater that you can have even better bass. Not to forget about, when we're talking about sound, probably another one of the most important things that you can do in your room is to have room treatment. I've done all my room treatment in my room. It is a very obvious experience when you step from maybe your adjacent room to your home theater and you walk into a treated home theater room. You can clap, the echo's not there. The sound gets to you clearly. You can identify voices. Everything's intelligible when you're listening to it. So it is probably more important to have a well-treated room than it is to, I think it's time to upgrade my speakers because I want to see this sound better. No, before you do any upgrading of any more speakers, make sure that your room is treated, that you've got your first reflection points treated well, that you've got your ceiling reflections treated, your rear wall as well. Trust me, that's going to be one of the most noticeable things that you can do for your room. To talk a little bit about seating, whether you have a couch or home theater seating, the most important thing is that you're comfortable, right? Whatever that may be. For the most part, if you're comfortable on a couch, get a couch. If you want to spend some money on a recliner, you get a recliner. It doesn't even have to be a home theater. You go to get a lazy boy, get something used. The idea with this seating is that you can get something that is just comfortable for you, where you're able to not worry about seating at all, where you're able to focus on the actual movie. And lastly, my tip, if you want your room to feel like a commercial theater, is get a popcorn machine. Now, you don't have to get a fancy one, nothing too big. The idea is that you can make some popcorn and generate that commercial theater smell of popcorn. One of the things that I really enjoy is when I step into a theater and I just get that first wave of air that smells like popcorn. It just, you're in a theater, right? So if you can bring that to your own space, I think that mentally and psychologically gives you that edge of, man, I am walking to a space that I'm really going to enjoy. It really sounds well and it looks fantastic. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. While very quick, I hope that it gives you a little bit of inspiration and maybe find that one room. I'm telling you, once you start building out your home theater, you're not probably going to want to go to the movies anymore. I probably go maybe twice, 3 times a year. One of the movies that I saw recently was Godzilla vs. Kong. The room was completely off. You could hear the sound on the right speakers. It was way too loud on this side, not on this side. I'm sitting in the middle, so it should have been pretty balanced out. The subwoofers weren't really that loud. They weren't really hitting, thumping at all. The only theater that I really enjoy and would enjoy a lot more than my own room right here would be a Dolby Cinema experience. Now, I've been to the Dolby Cinema a few times, and the sound is unreal. The bass, the way the bass hits you in that space, the visuals. They have a projector that can deliver. The blacks are complete. It looks like an OLED TV. They say that's how great it is. So that's the only time that I actually want to go to the theater. I'll tell you this, once you guys start working and building your home theater and have that space where you can come in and enjoy a movie with good sound and good visuals, the less likely you're probably going to want to go spend $20 to go see a movie in the theater. I just went recently with my family, and probably per ticket, by the time you buy a ticket and you buy popcorn and maybe a drink, you're looking at least $30 to $35 per person to see a movie. I'd rather invest the money in my room, be able to bring the experience here, enjoy it whenever I'd like, at whatever time I want to start the movie. I don't have to wait 30 minutes for trailers to play. I can just go straight into the movie. I don't have to worry about anybody sitting in front of me playing on their phone or texting while the movie's going and having a bright image. It just completely distract me. And I don't know if you guys have that same feeling, but once that happens, it just throws you off. You're like, man, I wonder next time they're going to open their phone. And it really just destroys the actual experience, at least for me. So enjoy your home theater, work on your home theater. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything specifically when it comes to building your home theater. I'd love to help you. Hopefully this can be a little inspiration as you start your home theater journey. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.